Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another E3 press conference thoughts on video. In this episode, we'll be talking about Ubisoft's conference. Now, let me start off. Ubisoft's conference had the weirdest opening ever. It's like, oh, you have all these weird, they do all this dancing, and it's like to a Queen song, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? This is so weird. At the end, they do announce Just Dance 2017, but they said the game's coming to NX? So it was like, okay. But it's like, this is so weird. And then they say like, oh, we want to Orlando, right? We want to pay our respects to the Orlando shooting. Well, you have this weird ass thing on stage. And I mean, like, yes, it is a nice effort. It's something good to put forward. But really, you're going to do this now of all times. And then, okay, they move right on to Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. And is it just me? Now, you're in Bolivia or something, and there's this whole drug cartel thing going on, or something. Like, the country's basically been taken over by the drug lords. Doesn't that seem a little poor taste, especially after what you just said like 5 minutes ago about the Orlando shooting? Right? Also, I do want to say the jokes, the host, I don't know her name. Of course, she was awful. Her jokes were awful. Just awful. But no, it's Ghost Recon, but it doesn't even really look Ghost-ish, if that makes any sense. Next, they started off with this weird trailer, and it's like, oh, America's fallen, its crime rates are up, oh, it's awful, only the heroes will save us now. South Park stole the show. It was great. It really was. They had Trey Parker and Matt Stone on. They talked about the game. They had a lot of really funny jokes. We got gameplay. It was really funny. Again, a lot of great jokes. It helped. They're doing the whole class system, RPG. Let's see. Wow. They're changing up the battle mechanics, so instead of like turn-based, well, it is still kind of, but you're like in battle, like, so it's like, oh, as like you can move around during battle and whatnot, and like distance plays an important role in the game. Again, when the game has a December 6th release date, and when the game comes out, you also get, if you don't have Stick of Truth, it'll give you Stick of Truth for free if you pre-order. Now, I loved Stick of Truth, and this also looks great. It was really funny. And they at the end, they did like this last trailer where they talked about how like they're planning out their cinematic universe, because that's basically the story. The story is, oh, cinematic universe, but they can't decide which one to do. That was funny, and because it's a civil war. I loved it. It was my highlight. It really was. From there, The Division, more DLC, outfits. They're doing this whole survival aspect thing, which, I mean, could be cool. I don't know, though. It's weird. I never played The Division, for whatever. They showed off VR games. The first one they showed off was this Eagle Flight. I think it's called Eagle Flight, maybe. I think. And, yeah, it was like you had to go and capture the prey and then take it back to the nest, whatever. And then they showed off Star Trek VR, or Star Trek Crew. Oh my gosh, this looks... I'm not the biggest Star Trek fan in the world, but this looks great. You can, like, you're on the... It's not... On the deck, right? And you can, like, control the ship. It's virtual reality, so you can do as, like... It just looks awesome. I'm so glad. It's got a fall release date. I hope it has multiplayer. And I feel Star Trek fans must be so happy for this. I mean, I think it's using J.J. Abrams' universe, but even still, to have something like this real must be amazing. It really must. For Honor. So it's Samurai versus Viking versus Knight. This looked awesome. As far as I knew, this was an only multiplayer game. I'd heard a little bit about this, but then they released this, and they have this campaign trailer. And honestly, the campaign trailer, it reminded me a lot of Rise, Son of Rome, which was not a good thing, mixed with a game like Dynasty Warriors, which I do kind of like. Kind of. You have to be in one of those moods. I don't know, though. I mean, like, it feels very tacked on. Kind of like, I kind of felt kind of like Titanfall 2's campaign. It kind of, because it's funny. Like, a lot of games just have tacked on single players nowadays, which I feel like, multiplayer games. Multiplayer has become this big shift. But no, it does look good. They're having an alpha, February 14th release date. So, the other thing is Grow Up. So Grow Home was this little house project that Ubisoft did, and I guess it did well, or they liked it. Well, and then it got released, and I guess people liked it because now they're doing like a sequel called Grow Up, and yeah, that looks pretty. And yeah, oh gosh, I didn't play it, but I remember watching some videos on it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, sequel, that's great. Trails of the Blood Dragon. Which, okay, their reveal for this, they went down like wrestlers, they had this weird like 80s trailer, it was so weird, because it's Trials mixed with Blood Dragon, it's two games mixed together, it's available right now, it kind of came out of nowhere, and yeah, I mean like okay, I'm somewhat interested, but still, that was just weird. They talked about the Assassin's Creed movie on there. They had someone who worked on it. My problem is, as far as I'm concerned, there is no such thing as a good video game movie. And there never will be. There will never be a good video. And I mean, like, this does have a good cast, but even still. I mean, like, I haven't seen Warcraft yet. But, let's just say I've heard both good and bad about that movie. I really have. Next up, they showed off Watch Dogs 2. Okay, let me say, I actually kind of liked the original Watch Dogs. Now, I had no hype going into the game, unlike everybody else. So, I know for a lot of people, it didn't live up to the hype, but because I had no hype, it had nothing to live up to. And I did enjoy Watch Dogs until the end. And I mean, like, and at the end of the day, I still liked it. But yeah, it did kind of start to lose me there at the ending. But Watch Dogs 2 just looks like the exact same thing. And they were showing it off, and it's like, oh, you got a drone, you got an RC car. Oh, you can still hack at the press of a button. But my big hope, now, when I played Watch Dogs, I played it as a stealth game. 90% of I used only the pistol with a silencer. I tried to go in very stealthy, using the hacking stuff to my advantage, and I was able to beat a majority of the game with that. I did have to break my rule every once in a while, just because like the game basically almost forced me to. But my real hope was that, they were going to go all stealth, all in, and that's what it looked like from the trailer. Like, a big chunk of the trailer looked like, it was going to be all stealth. And then at the very end, nope, he pulls out an AK-47 and starts shooting the place up. And I was like, gosh, I don't, I mean, like, I liked it, but I don't think I'm in for a second one. I'm not up for a second Watch Dogs. I just cannot care about it. I really cannot. And then lastly, they showed off Steep, which is like this open world game where it's open world, like, but you can like snowboard, ski, parachute, and they have like one of those wingsuits. It's a sport game. I could care less. I mean, like, I see what they're kind of going for. They're going for like an open world. They've modeled it after the real world, I think. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, anyways. But no, I could care less. And they're like, it's a brand new genre, open world game. And I was like, this is a sport game. Don't try to fool me here. But no. So at the end of the day, with Ubisoft's conference, I liked South Park. I liked the Star Trek thing. For Honor could be good. Everything else was kind of, Oh yeah. Like I said, the jokes were, there was one good joke. One. Everything else was ugh. It's I don't. It is. It's honestly, as like a conference. As a conference, it's worse than EA. But when it comes to games, they did have, like I said, South Park looks really good. South Park may be yes, there are still two things, PlayStation and Nintendo's conference, but South Park may end up being my favorite thing shown off at E3 so far. It really may. But no, overall, yeah, just, it was a meh conference. I mean, like, yes, things I liked, things I didn't like. But no, honestly, what else did I expect? And I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned later tonight when we check out Sony's Experience. Until then, peace.